WXCO 98.9, Wausau's real news and great conversation. Here's your Daily News Roundup.
For WXCO News, I'm Isabella Nieto. At the end of 2025, we're highlighting some of our favorite stories from our reporters all over Wisconsin. One of the state's biggest events each year is EAA, and meteorologist Brittany Merlot was there.
Volunteers arrive from all over the world in Oshkosh in early July, all for EAA Air Venture.
I love it. This is my, 10th year volunteering. I want to give back because this is my 31st year at Oshkosh.
That's Chuck Holderness, who volunteers at the admission gate.
I flew in the Bonanzas to Oshkosh 31 years ago, and I've done it every year since. It's unbelievable. We set the world record for the world's largest civilian formation flight. We had 133 of us one year, and then we actually had 149 another year, but we didn't go through all the paperwork to break the record. This year we had 119 of us. So we're all on the runway at the same time, 3 abreast, 5 feet from my prop to the tail in front of me. It's exciting.
And Donna at security, her daughter is a 148th Fighter Wing pilot. But it's more than that brings her here from Port Washington.
Meeting the people, you meet them from all over the world, basically, and mingling with them and making new friends.
Often described as a family reunion, even if you aren't a pilot, all are welcome.
I made friends already from Mississippi, from Arizona, from around this area, and we camp with them because I also camp here.
Camp Scholler, a field of friends, volunteers, pilots, and more. No electricity and no problems. Even in the summer heat of July, 40,000 camp here in this 1 week. Anyone can volunteer, even if you don't have any background in aviation. Here's Dan Van Evenhoven.
You can drive the tram, which is kind of cool because you get to see the entire grounds, and you get to explain to people what different things are going on in different locations.
For Civic Media News, I'm meteorologist Brittany Merlot.
Small farmers in Wisconsin will tell you, concentrated power in agriculture is making it harder for the little guy to stay in business. Savannah Tomei Olson has more.
A new report shows when the USDA buys food for its nutrition programs, a small handful of companies get almost half of all that business. In fiscal year 2024, Friends of the Earth researchers say the federal government spent $4.8 billion on food for programs that support school and senior meals, food banks, and tribal communities. Nearly half of that spending went to just 25 companies. While a couple of those companies source from Wisconsin farmers, only 2 are actually based here. Didion Milling in Columbia County, 17th on the list, and Lakeside Foods in Manitowoc, which comes in 25th. Chloe Waterman with Friends of the Earth says the government may be saving money with these contracts, but they're leaving out many smaller farms that emphasize sustainable practices.
Some of these foods may have a low sticker price, but a high cost to communities and to public health.
Waterman says under both Republican and Democratic leadership, the USDA has touted efforts to level the playing field for small farmers. But she says seeing what the agency actually buys tells a different story.
We can start by ensuring that our own food procurement is focused on meat that does not use routine antibiotics in the raising of those animals. The USDA does not do that right now, and I think that that's a lost opportunity to fulfill some of those promises.
In August, the USDA announced it was planning to buy up to $230 million in fresh seafood, fruits, and veggies from American farmers that would be distributed to food banks and nutrition programs. It mentioned supporting smaller-scale family farmers, but the initiative did not cover meat and poultry, which data shows makes up a huge portion of their routine food program buys.
The State Department of Natural Resources' yearly First Day hikes are coming up this week. The hikes will take place Thursday at state parks around Wisconsin, including Rib Mountain. According to the event listing, a guided 1.5-mile hike will start at the park office at 11 a.m. Bring your own snowshoes or hiking boots. There will be free hot chocolate, and the park office will be open from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. to get your new 12-month park pass with the 2026 design. Park passes are valid for a year from the time of purchase, so if yours hasn't expired yet, you don't need a new one for 2026. As temperatures dip again, Governor Tony Evers has extended the energy emergency in Wisconsin, temporarily lifting restrictions to allow the delivery of heating oil and propane across the state. The declaration extends the waiver of certain state and federal hours of service and adds a waiver to state weight limit restrictions, allowing suppliers to get caught up from the pipeline and weather-related delays. The waiver remains in effect through January 16th. Wisconsin has a beef with Uber. Attorney General Josh Kaul has announced Wisconsin will join a multi-state lawsuit against Uber Technologies and Uber USA over alleged deceptive practices. The lawsuit targets the company's Uber One subscription service, alleging that the company misled consumers on potential savings with a subscription, automatically charging customers who fail to cancel their free trial subscription and charges customers before their billing date, including when their free trials had not yet ended. I'm Isabella Nieto for WXCO News.
Badgers basketball tonight. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. Men's college hoops. The Wisconsin Badgers host the UWM Panthers tonight at the Kohl Center. Head coach Greg Gard asked what's he looking for from his team in tonight's game.
Quite frankly, just we got to play harder, and that's something I didn't think we did. When I watched it in person and going through the film, it was obvious. Good teams will make you look foolish if you don't.
NBA, the Bucks beat the Hornets in Charlotte 123-113. Bobby Portis with 25 points, Giannis with 24. It's the first time since October the Bucks have won back-to-back games. The athletic director at UW-Platteville has been fired. Michael Knipe was hired a year and a half ago. No details. University officials say it's a personnel matter. NFL, the Packers' Micah Parsons had surgery on his left knee to repair the torn ACL he suffered in Denver 2 weeks ago. The average recovery time is 9 to 12 months. With sports, I'm Mike Clemens.
It is going to be mostly cloudy with some light snow likely today. Around an inch, maybe a little more, especially north, where we could get maybe 1 to 2. Our high today, 18. Tonight, mostly cloudy. Our low dropping to the mid to upper single digits tomorrow. A little more light snow with a high right around 14. I'm meteorologist Sean Cable.
That's your Wausau News Roundup from WXCO. Find more news anytime at WXCO.FM. Subscribe to this podcast on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you find your podcasts.